Now on Coast TV News.
First flakes of the season set to arrive this morning, tracking light to moderate snow moving across the area, making for slick travel this morning. The latest timing and totals next.
Plus snow for the roads. We are expecting the first flakes of the season. Are our key highways prepared for potential slick conditions?
Feeling the freeze. What other areas in the mid-Atlantic and the U.S. are experiencing from an Arctic blast?
Fenwick Island challenge, what town officials are considering later today over a state law that could pave the way for a wind farm related project.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And here's a live look at Milford. This is just off of Route 1. Now, we know we have some flurries in other parts of Delmarva, just none right here, right now. We do know there's some cold temperatures in Milford, and we wait what is expected to be the first snow of the season to hit that part of Sussex County.
Now let's take a look at the Maryland coast. This is a view from Ocean City just moments ago. Can't really see all that much going on right now, but we do know that some flurries are coming down. Chris Mastrobono said that there are some flurries coming outside our station in Milton right now, which is very exciting.
You are really excited about this, but it is how we begin our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt, and I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for joining us on Friday, December 5th, 2025.
And we do know there are some school delays with this weather. Check out coasttv.com. Check out the website for the latest.
Just heard from the Wicomico County Public Schools that they're operating under a 90-minute delay. They say breakfast will not be served today, so make sure you eat at home before going to school. Turning now to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono for a first look at your wintry forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. I think me and you are only a part of the small percentage that wishes we were getting more snow today, all right? As we take a live look at Cambridge, look at the snow beginning to fall pretty heavy there right now. And this is one of the locations where we could see upwards of 2 inches of snow once all is said and done through this afternoon. We're at 29 degrees there, and you can see the brighter shades of white pushing ashore here along the mid-shore, and that is a sign of moderate to heavier snow pushing into those areas we've been battling. We've been fighting. It's a fight between dry air and the snow. You can see it not really advancing far more north in Sussex County, and plenty more moisture to our south as this area of low pressure is going to swing offshore this afternoon. Certainly cold enough to snow. We're below the freezing mark across many locations, with the exception of the beaches where we are just above the freezing mark. Winds are out of the northeast. We're seeing wind chills right now in the 20s. Feels like 22 Salisbury to 24 in Milton. You can see visibilities are beginning to drop across the area. That's a sign of that heavier snow beginning to pick up. The snow will be with us through the morning. That's when we expect the slickest conditions, at least through midday. And we are looking at that snow to transition to a mix and rain, especially at the beaches. Up to 2 inches of snow could fall across the area, primarily the southwest portion of the peninsula. Temperatures are going to be rising into the mid to upper 30s through the afternoon as that snow transitions to rain. We'll talk more about the weekend ahead coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour is the tracking of the snow and also what it could do to our roads.
Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken, she's live out in the Georgetown area. And Emma, you're keeping an eye on the major highways out there.
Matt and Grace, it is snowing out here. It is light, but it's very exciting nonetheless, as this is officially the first snow of the season here on Delmarva. It's light, so it's not sticking to the roads or anything like that. We're here in Georgetown, Route 113 and Route 9. You can see the roads, they look normal. Nothing wet yet, especially with that brine down. Snow is not sticking, and check out the grass. You can see it's green, no white there right now, but this could be a different situation in the next hour or two. The roads could get more wet, especially the further you are from the beaches, those southwestern parts expecting to get a little bit more snow. But if you're here in this area, you're gonna be okay for now. But definitely we have those flakes coming down consistently now, very light but consistent, and it is cold out here. So it's winter. Again, it's snowing. It feels like winter. The snow's coming down. And this is a little bit earlier than last season. This is a December snowfall. Last year it wasn't until January. So another thing to be aware of if the roads do get wet, just keeping an eye out for that since it's the first snow of the season. And we'll keep you guys updated on the road conditions. We'll check back in throughout the whole morning. But for now, I'm Emma Aiken reporting live here in Georgetown.
All right, thank you, Emma. Hope you get warm in the next couple of minutes in Georgetown. Things to know. Hey, it's not just us. More than half of the U.S. population is waking up to below freezing temperatures this week. A strong Arctic outbreak is bringing the coldest air of the season. We're talking 20 to 30 degrees below average in some locations. Long-standing December record lows could fall from the plains to the East Coast.
Now this brings us to our CoastTV poll, and we want to know, how do you usually prepare for a winter storm? Most people saying they don't prepare at all, Matt.
You know what? I feel like that's probably where I would vote on that one.
Pretty fair. Just under 30% saying they buy groceries, and then a small amount of people saying that they prepare their car, and a very small portion saying that they check their heating.
I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah, you'd think, right? We do have a comment now from Diana in Millsboro, which made us laugh in our last hour. She says, I have my 3 Yorkies and food in the fridge. That's all I need. I don't think this snowfall will keep me in the house.
I feel like there's going to be a good time at Diana's this weekend.
And if you still haven't voted, you can still do so at coasttv.com or on the mobile app.
Well, turning now to Fenwick Island, and officials there could file an appeal against Delaware Senate Bill 159. Now, this is the bill that was signed into law this past June, and it says that if a company wants to build an electric substation to support a renewable energy project, the county must allow it. That is a very specific law. According to the law, if a project was previously rejected, it now has approval because it meets certain requirements. Fenwick Island officials are expected to discuss the possible appeal filing. They could vote today. That is according to the agenda for the town council meeting set for 11 a.m.
Developing news in the battle on offshore wind. A Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay on December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment, LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project.
The ACLU of Delaware is taking action against Fenwick Island. The organization is filing a lawsuit claiming the town is violating the state constitution by allowing corporations to vote in local elections. According to the ACLU, as of this fall, more than 200 entities are registered to vote in the town, accounting for roughly 12% of all voters. The organization says that practice dilutes the votes of individual people and violates Delaware's guarantee of free and equal elections.
Delaware State Treasurer Colleen Davis says she'll step down when her term ends next year. In a Facebook statement, Davis said after months of reflection, it's, quote, the right moment, end quote, to make room for new leadership. First elected in 2018, Davis called her 7 years in office a privilege, highlighting investment gains, COVID-era savings for taxpayers, and the launch of the Delaware Earns Retirement Program. She says she'll use the remaining 13 months to keep state finances strong and ensure a smooth transition.
And in Maryland, House Speaker Adrienne Jones is stepping down from her leadership role at the end of the year. Governor Wes Moore praised her announcement, calling Jones a mentor and a history-making leader who spent 5 decades putting service first. He credited the Democratic leader with big achievements, from improving school facilities to bolstering HBCUs and creating the Department of Social and Economic Mobility. Jones will continue serving District 10, and Moore says he'll work with House leaders to ensure a smooth transition. New overnight, after nearly 5 years, federal officials say they've arrested the person who placed pipe bombs outside 2 political party headquarters in Washington.
NBC's Tracy Wilkins showing us while President Donald Trump pardoned hundreds of January 6th rioters, the language of the pardon did not appear to extend to the individual who planted the pipe bombs.
On the eve of January 6, 2021, hours before rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol, pipe bombs were discovered outside the Democratic and Republican Party headquarters in Washington, D.C. Images of the person suspected of the crime were shared by investigators, then nothing more for years.
4 years, 10 months, and 28 days ago, an individual placed a bomb in the vicinity of both the RNC and the DNC. And for that amount of time, that individual evaded accountability.
30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. of Woodbridge, Virginia, is facing multiple charges connected to placing the pipe bombs, including transporting an explosive device and attempting malicious destruction.
Folks, you're not going to walk into our capital city, put down 2 explosive devices, and walk off in the sunset. Not going to happen.
Thursday, investigators were seen at Cole's home in Woodbridge, 30 miles outside of D.C., where he lived with his mother and relatives. Family declined comment to NBC News. A motive in the alleged crime is still unclear. The FBI said Cole was charged after a fresh look at his credit card and cell phone records and revisiting local stores where the bomb-making materials were purchased.
Let me be clear, there was no new tip, there was no new witness, just good, diligent police work and prosecutorial work, working as a team.
During the announcement, officials appointed under the Trump administration laid blame for the delay in the arrest with the Biden administration, saying it failed to prioritize the case.
Today's arrest happened because the Trump administration has made this case a priority.
In Washington, Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
New this morning, back here at home in Rehoboth Beach, road closures taking place tomorrow. According to the city, it's to make way for the over 3,000 runners participating in the Rehoboth Beach Seashore Marathon. Our Elisa Weber going to be one of them. Officials say closures begin at 7 a.m. and they're expected to last until 3 p.m. Some of those streets that are being impacted are parts of Rehoboth Avenue, State Road, Hickman Street, and Stockley Street. Good luck to all who are participating.
DelDOT is announcing upcoming closures of the Woodland Ferry. According to the department, the first of these is set to take place from December 15th to December 22nd, then again Christmas Day, and then finally from December 29th to January 2nd.
And we're just getting started here on this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, new endangered animals. We'll show you those that are joining the Salisbury Zoo and when officials say you can visit them.
Also, updating downtown parking. We'll tell you what leaders in Easton are now proposing.
Still ahead, Grinch gets meal. Show you what's included. You have to check this one out, folks, in the McDonald's new holiday offer. And first alert meteorologist, there he is. He is working hard. I can attest to that in the weather center. We've got snow flurries. He's got freezing temperatures. He has all that. We check in with Chris next.
Good Friday morning, Delmarva taking a live look into Cambridge. Snow coming down pretty good there where the temperature is 29 degrees, and you can see that is where we've been seeing the steadiest moderate snow extending from Cambridge on southward through Deal Island and Salisbury. We've been having a hard time seeing the snow push further north in Sussex County. We've been battling some dry air. Temperatures certainly cold enough to support snow away from the beaches where we are in the upper 20s to low 30s. So expect slick travel through the morning as we see that snow overspread the Delmarva Peninsula, and that snow will begin to come down light to moderate at times. But the good news is we get the temperatures above the freezing mark through the afternoon, so expecting wet roads across the area as we see that snow transition to rain. I'll have the latest snowfall totals here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Now to something a little intriguing and a little scary at the same time. Can't decide which. McDonald's has launched a Grinch meal this holiday season, and that includes a new menu item: Dill Pickle McShaker fries. The fries come in the Grinch meal along with your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece McNugget. Matt, which one are you picking?
The McNuggets.
Much like McDonald's iconic Happy Meal, it also comes with these really cool Grinch
That's what I really
socks,
want.
right? And now this Grinch meal is available for a limited time, but I think we're talking about in the studio, we kind of want to try it.
We will try it.
We will.
And I want those socks.
Yeah.
Samsung has unveiled its Galaxy Z trifold phone. This ultra-thin device unfolds twice to reveal a 10-inch screen. It has enhanced AI features in the Gemini app, and customers are able to get a 6-month trial on Google AI Pro. Galaxy Z trifold is available for purchase at select retailers in the United States early next year.
First flakes of the season are here, expecting a brief period of snow through the morning that will transition to rain through the afternoon. And we're going to see more clouds than sun as we keep the chilly theme in play. We'll track the snow and more coming up after the break.
Time is 6:19, and we are giving you a live look at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis, and we're getting some small snowflakes there. There is lots of excitement here, and I think out there, Chris, with that first snow of the season.
Oh yes, I'm certainly excited. You know me, I love the snow, but we are seeing steady snow across parts of the area. It's been a battle across southern Delaware with the dry, cold, dry air and the snow moving in. You can see the snow trying to push north, and we mentioned yesterday there's going to be a sharp cutoff the further north you go, and you can see steadier snow extending from Cambridge down through Frenchtown, Crisfield, in through Salisbury, but we have plenty more snow back off to the west here near Richmond, and that's going to continue to push across the bay. Arctic high pressure to the north. We have an area of low pressure to the south there across the Carolinas. That's going to swing to our south as we go into the day today. Look at the cold air to the north. 21 Harrisburg, 21 in New York City, and we are in the upper 20s to low 30s with that snow falling in Cambridge, where we are at 29 degrees, 29 Bridgeville, 29 Gumboro, but we are above the freezing mark at the beaches with temperatures in the mid-30s. Wind chills are in the 20s, feels like 23 Millsboro, 21 in Salisbury, so cold start to our day. We have the winter weather advisory, Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, Worcester counties. This goes through 7 o'clock tonight. This is where we expect the worst conditions across the peninsula this morning. So as we go into the afternoon, late this morning into the afternoon, notice that milder air pushing in off the Atlantic with the east wind. So we have that transition to snow to rain as we go into the afternoon. So expecting just wet roads along Coastal Highway as we go into the day. Just a cold, raw, nasty day. And we could even see some spotty freezing drizzle in the wee hours of Saturday morning. So a general coating to 2 inches at most across the southwest portion of the peninsula, basically from Route 13 on westward, and that's really the zone, the midshore, where we could see some pockets of 2 inches, a coating or less from Rehoboth Beach down through Chincoteague. Highs today, 34 Harrington, 37 in Georgetown, 35 Cambridge to 37 Salisbury, lower 40s at the beaches with that wind coming in off the beach, off the ocean. We stay dry over the weekend, mostly cloudy skies and chilly as another cold front pushes through Sunday night. We're at 37 this afternoon with that mix of rain and snow, a cold, raw day. We stay damp, chilly overnight, 33 with some spotty freezing drizzle, can't be ruled out. We dry it out in through Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, and we're looking at temperatures staying chilly in through Sunday, 46 degrees. That cold front pushes through Sunday night, dropping us down to 36 degrees Monday, and then there's a temperature of 50 degrees by Wednesday.
I do see that, Chris. Thank you. Easton wants to modernize its downtown parking system, a plan to replace old meters and kiosks with new QR code option. That was discussed at this week's town council meeting. Town says the QR code would start as a one-year pilot program. Public hearing on the proposal is set for December 15th.
After the break on CoastTV News Today, the holidays are in full swing across the coast, and this weekend brings all kinds of ways to get in the festive spirit. Stay tuned for your cool things to do.
The Salisbury Zoo is celebrating a first. It's the arrival of a herd of 5 endangered Chicoan pecaries. The pig-like animals are native to South America. There's fewer than 3,000 left in the wild. Visitors can now see the group, and here are their names. We got Fern, Wilma, Angie, Adzuki, and Jelly, and they are in the South America exhibit.
It's a snowy morning in Cambridge. Good Friday morning, Delmarva. As you see that snow falling on a good clip there in Cambridge. Temperature there 28 degrees, and we're going to see that snow at least through the morning in Ocean City. But temperatures are going to be rising into the 40s along the coast with that east wind kicking in. So any snow will be going over to rain along the coast, as we'll see here in Lewis. Temperature around 38 by around noon. It's back over in the bay. Cambridge, we have the threat of seeing up to 2 inches of snow across the midshore. We'll see some rain there late in the day in Crisfield with temperatures approaching the 40-degree mark. Ralph Groves, congratulations of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. And you can always call our Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. We'll track the snow and more coming up in our next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. And new this morning, if you're craving a little holiday magic, nope. Don't have to look very far.
You really don't? Yeah. From Lewis to Bethany Beach, Christina DeRobertis has a look at all your cool things to do.
If you're at all struggling to get into the holiday spirit, just head over to Rehoboth Beach on Saturday because there's going to be hundreds of people dressed like Santa for the 4th annual Santa Bar Crawl. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. at Wilmington Avenue, and there are no tickets, but you're asked to bring a toy for Toys for Tots and a small donation for Tunnel to Towers. And the real Santa, not the bar crawl version, will be in Milton on Saturday. That's from 10 to 2 at Santa's Village next to the Milton Theater. There you'll find holiday vendors, decorated trees, and free hot chocolate, all sponsored by Milton Main Street. Bethany Beach, keeping the magic going with Weekend Wonderland all day Saturday. You can shop small and hop on the trolley to see the town's Christmas displays. And finally, Lewis lights up with its Christmas parade starting at 5 Saturday night. Organizers expect about 100 entries in the parade, and after that, head to Zwannendale Park for the tree lighting and caroling. For more details, just head over to our website, CoastTV.com, and click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
First flakes of the season set to arrive this morning, tracking light to moderate snow moving across the area, making for slick travel this morning. The latest timing and totals next.
Plus, snow for the roads. We are expecting the first flakes of the season. Are our key highways prepared for potential slick conditions?
Fenwick voting questioned. Why the ACLU is filing a lawsuit against Fenwick Island's election process.
Early food drive returns. How much was collected in connection with Georgetown's caroling on the Circle?
This is Coast TV News Today.
We're giving you a live look into Salisbury this morning. You can see people starting their morning commute, and we're definitely collecting a lot more snow than we were last time we checked this cam. The last half hour, you can see it really clearly under that street lamp, and it looks like it's starting to snick on some of that grass.
It does. A good look there, the western part of Delmarva, Wycomico County. Now here is Millsboro. This is moments ago, and look at that. You lower left corner there, you got the street light off of Route 113, and yes, you can see the snow flurries in Millsboro, in that part of Sussex County. And we do know that DelDOT treated this area earlier last night at some point. We're waiting to see how effective that work will be. Just a taste of winter on December 5th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us today.
Yep, 6:32 a.m. Grace, we have the winter weather going on. I know this is a very exciting time. The hot chocolate, warm side, and I think a good way to start the weekend.
I agree. Now it's time to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono to help you prepare for that snow as you're making your way out the door this morning. Hello, Chris.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. Yeah, hot chocolate sounds pretty good right now. We've seen that snow coming down relatively steady over the last hour in Cambridge. That's where we've seen the steadiest snow across the midshore, 28 degrees there, and there is that snow falling in Salisbury. So definitely watch out on those back roads, those less treated roads. As we get into the main roads, as the snow comes down lighter, we're expecting generally just wet roads across southern Delaware, and that's where the steadiest snow is, from Taylor's Island down through Bishop's Head into Salisbury. It's been a fight between the snow and dry air across southern Delaware, but I am expecting some steadier snow to push into the southern part of Delaware through the morning as that area of low pressure swings off to our south. We're at 32 Dagsboro, 28 Harrington, 28 in Laurel. Wind chills are in the 20s. It feels like 20 degrees in Salisbury, and you can see visibilities are beginning to drop. That's a sign of that heavier snow building into the peninsula that we're going to be dealing with at least through midday, and then that transition to a mix and then rain as temperatures rise. Could see as much as 2 inches of snow across the midshore once all is said and done. Overall, a cold, raw day as temperatures get above the freezing mark through the afternoon, and then the precip will be just a bit spotty as we go into the evening. We'll talk more about the snow and our weekend ahead coming up my full.
Thank you, Chris. And it's our top story this half hour, the first snowfall of the season here on Delmarva.
And we sent our Emma Aiken out in those elements. We have her in Georgetown at one of the busier intersections in the heart of Sussex County. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. We are experiencing the first snowfall of the season right now. The flakes are consistently coming down. You can feel them kind of hitting you a little bit. definitely making the roads a little bit wetter now. You can't see it sticking. It's not quite accumulating onto the roads. Of course, DelDOT brined all the roads ahead of this, so not quite sticking. You should be okay if you're driving, but definitely getting a little bit wet from the flakes coming down consistently. I want to show you guys my hair. If you can see the white flakes in my hair kind of sticking in my jacket and my hair, it's definitely coming down consistently. Again, this isn't a crazy snowstorm, but it is very exciting nonetheless as we experience the first snowfall of the season. I'm Emma Aiken reporting live here in Georgetown.
Well, Emma, your hair looks beautiful, even with all that snow in it. Now turning to the ACLU of Delaware, they're taking action against Fenwick Island. The organization filing a lawsuit claiming the town is violating the state constitution by allowing corporations to vote in local elections. According to the ACLU, as of this fall, more than 200 entities are registered to vote in the town, accounting for roughly 12% of all voters. The organization says that practice dilutes the votes of individual people and it violates Delaware's guarantee of free and equal elections.
Also in Fenwick Island, town officials could file an appeal against Delaware Senate Bill 159. Now, that's the bill that was signed into law this past June. And it's a bill that says that if a company wants to build an electric substation to support a renewable energy project, the county must allow it. Very specific in the writing of that law. If the project was previously rejected under this law, it now has approval because it meets certain requirements. Fenwick Island officials are expected to discuss the possible appeal filing. They could vote on that today. That's according to the agenda for the town council meeting scheduled for 11 a.m.
Developing news in the battle on offshore wind, a Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay on December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment, LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project.
Delaware State Treasurer Colleen Davis says she'll step down when her term ends next year. In a Facebook statement, Davis said after months of reflection, it's, quote, the right moment to make room for new leadership. First elected in 2018, the Indian River High School alum called her 7 years in office a privilege, highlighting investment gains, COVID-era savings for taxpayers, and the launch of the Delaware Earns Retirement Program. She says she will use the remaining 13 months to keep state finances strong and ensure a smooth transition.
Thousands gathered in Georgetown for the 42nd annual Caroling on the Circle, and the community showed up in a big way for local families in need. Organizers say Thursday night's event collected over 20,000 canned and non-perishable food items, all to be distributed between about 20 local pantries. The campaign runs through the end of December.
Road closures taking place in Rehoboth Beach tomorrow. According to the city, this is to make way for the over 3,000 runners participating in the Rehoboth Beach Seashore Marathon. Officials say closures will begin at 7 a.m. They're expected to last until 3 p.m. And some of the streets being impacted are parts of Rehoboth Avenue, State Road, Hickman Street, and Stockley Street.
New overnight, the CDC is expected to hold a crucial vote that would change guidelines on when to give hepatitis B vaccines to babies.
Yeah, today's vote, it comes after a delay over confusion on the language that they're voting on. Jen Sullivan shows us the controversy around this discussion.
We absolutely have not reached consensus.
You have said we have reached consensus.
A chaotic meeting Thursday among members of the Vaccine Advisory Panel for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The meeting centered around the hepatitis B vaccine and whether it should be given to newborn babies even if the mother tests negative or their status is unknown.
And there's broad agreement that hepatitis B is a serious health threat with serious outcomes. That's not up for debate.
What was up for debate was if additional data is needed on whether the vaccine should be delayed and the dose. The Vaccine Advisory Panel is made up of members handpicked by U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime anti-vaccine activist.
You know that the decisions that they're going to be making are not science-based.
Vaccinating all newborns against hepatitis B was first recommended in 1991. Since then, hepatitis infections among infants and children have dropped 99%, from an estimated 16,000 to less than 20, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. A recent article from the AAP states while universal screening of pregnant people is helpful, it does not identify all infected mothers. They went on to write, evidence shows the vaccine is safe. But some worry this latest debate will create further confusion.
It has already sowed unneeded anxiety, confusion, questioning, and concerns in American families who are trying to make the best decision for their children.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
A lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Dover's speeding dilemma. We'll tell you what city leaders are proposing that they hope will slow down drivers in one busy area.
And basketball back in swing. How Woodbridge got a road win up in Newcastle County. Stay with us on Coast TV News today. But first, Grace.
Very exciting. It's time to showcase how you guys are decorating your homes this holiday season. Today's holiday house photo is coming in from Margaret in Selbyville. You can see a beautifully lit tree, the stockings hung by the chimney with care, and even a truck to the right of your screen.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that truck kind of looks like a Christmas tomato from Cars.
I love that comparison. Well, Margaret, your home is very, very beautiful. Thank you for sending us your photo.
And if you would like your festive decorations to be shared on our broadcast, take a look at your screen. Send in your pictures by heading to our website, coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
It's a snowy Friday morning on Delmarva. We're seeing that snow begin to fall in Ocean City. Temperature there, though, above the freezing mark. So we're seeing wet roads there. The steady snow continues in Cambridge. Temperature there of 28 degrees, and that snow trying to make it north of Sussex County, but having a hard time doing so. But we do have some steadier snow on the other side of the bay, and that's going to begin to push into the area through the morning. So the snow will be with us through the morning, so expect some slick conditions, especially on those untreated surfaces and those back roads. As we get into the afternoon, temperatures will be getting above the freezing mark, so expecting a mixed precipitation and then eventually rain, especially at the beaches, and then we stay cool and raw through the evening with some spotty drizzle. I'll have more on the rest of your forecast here in minutes.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, Delmarvans. Basketball is getting started for more and more schools here in our area. McKean hosted Woodbridge on Thursday night. Let's not waste any more time getting to those highlights. I know you'll want to see them. We start here with some defense turning into offense. Cameron DeShields, the steal and the dunk. Woodbridge in control this one early. We go to the second half. Woodbridge out in front. Cartier Johnson give them three. McKean trying to claw their way back into this ball game. Later in the third quarter, it's Omar O'Neal. Banks open even on a Thursday night. They trail by double digits, but they're trying to start a comeback here, are the Highlanders, but not before Makai Everett drives and dishes to Jabril Neal with the easy deuce. That's a nice play there for Woodbridge, but later Cartier Johnson, this time on the fast break, rising up, throwing it down. Impressive finish from Johnson, but now we're still in the third quarter. The Shields, he's open behind the three-point line from the corner, splashes the three. He's someone you cannot leave wide open. Then later, it's Tayshawn Williams to Malachi Hayes. Back to Williams, the lob and the lay-in finish. Thought he might dunk that one. Woodbridge staying at an arm's distance, and then it's Williams again. This time he's driving baseline. A little reverse layup action. How did he make that one through two defenders? Woodbridge would go on to win 68-51. Starting their season off on a high note. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 7, we have live NBA G League action when the Delaware Bluecoats host the Long Island Nets. And then you can catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can also watch that G League game on DSN Plus along with these exclusives. At 3 p.m., it's the Andy Perez Memorial Wrestling Tournament. Then a pair of high school basketball games. 3:30, Conrad takes on Brandywine. At 5:30, Delmarva Christian is home with Cesar Rodney.
And coming up this week in Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans in Week 14 of the regular season. You can catch that game right here on Coast TV, and then be sure to stay tuned after the game for Coast TV News. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Happy Friday, Coast Life. If you join us today at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. We're going to be checking out the Autumndale community with our friends at the Shell Brothers. We've got an adorable, sweet, perfect princess with our pet of the week. All of that and so much more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We will see you there.
Well, continue to use caution through the morning. We're going to have slick conditions with that steady snow pushing over the area. Drive slow. It's our first snow of the season. May be excited. We are going to see that snow transition to rain, especially at the beaches as we go into the afternoon. I'll have the latest snowfall totals up next.
Time is now 6:40 a.m. and we have a very interesting camera to look at. We're looking out into Laurel right now. Chris, total snowfall. This is more than I could have even hoped for. You're saying it's exactly on par with what you predicted, which means that you are the best first alert meteorologist in the whole world.
Oh, thanks for that compliment, Grace. A little snow globe there this morning. I know you're loving that. And yeah, we've talked about that sharp cutoff as far north, the further north you go. You could see as you get into Kent County, further north, not a whole lot going on, and we've been dealing with a lot of dry air. Most of the steadiest snow we've seen through the morning has been across the midshore and the southern portion of the peninsula, but we could see some more steadier snow just to the south of D.C., and that's going to continue to swing east through the morning. Area of low pressure centered over western portions of North Carolina will slide to our south and then offshore through the evening, and we have that snowy shot there in Laurel, 28 degrees. We're at 29 in Milford, still above the freezing mark at the beaches, so dealing with primarily wet roads across those areas. With the wind, feels like 21 in Milford, 20 in Salisbury, 24 in Long Neck. So the winter weather advisory continues. That's up through 7 o'clock. Encompasses Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, Worcester County. This is where we expect the slickest travel across the area through at least the morning time frame and into the afternoon, and that's where we expect even the most snow to fall throughout the day today. As we go into the afternoon, the east wind kicks in, milder air moves in, so that will transition any snow to rain, especially along the beaches, but you see the snow continues for much of the western part of the county. As we go into the afternoon, the precip will become more spotty in nature, not as steady, and we could even see some spotty frozen drizzle as we go into the overnight. So we're looking at a coating or less basically from 113 on eastward. As we make our way in the western part of the county, say from 13 on west, that's where we could see upwards of a coating to as much as 2 inches as we get into the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be staying in the mid-30s from the eastern shore through our inland locations, but the coast, the beaches are going to rise into the upper 30s to lower 40s with that wind coming off the ocean. We're dry through the weekend, but we stay chilly. More clouds than sun. Cold front comes through late Sunday into Monday, bringing a reinforcing shot of cold air. 37 this afternoon with that rain and snow combination. Cold, raw day. 33 overnight, spotty shower, and even a spotty freezing drizzle can't be ruled out. Start off with a lot of clouds. Could see some breaks in those clouds through Saturday afternoon. 44 degrees. And we are at 46 Sunday. Cold front pushes through, reinforcing shot of cold air. 36 by Monday, falling into the upper teens to lower 20s by Tuesday morning. And then we surge back up to 50 degrees by Wednesday. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And neighbors on East Lockerman Street in Dover are raising concerns about speeding. People living there say drivers using the street as a shortcut between Route 13 and Route 8 have turned it into a rather dangerous raceway. Neighbors proposed closing the neighborhood entrance, but the city rejected that request. Instead, the city plans to propose new speed signs and striping at next week's council meeting to help slow traffic. The proposal to add signage is set to go before Dover committee members on Tuesday.
We are continuing with our Bless Our Children campaign. As you can see, we're starting to fill up this tree with your cards and donations. We are raising money so that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open during this Christmas time. And as you can see, there's also still plenty of room for you to send a card in your donation. Now, I want to highlight this one that we received. You got all these Santas in the shape of a Christmas tree. And this one is from Adeline from Selbyville, and she has the message, wishing happiness for all the children. Thank you for this card. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation and a holiday card, and we may just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen or donate online at blessourchildren.org.
They've already raised over $215,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Again, we'd like to thank all who have donated. And the time is now 6:53 a.m., the best time of the morning. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Oh, look at this one here. We got this hour. This is from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. That is Donna. Donna's a pretty young girl with huge expressive eyes, and she's easy to get along with once she senses that you, Grace, are a friend. Maybe you need another
Maybe.
Just saying.
I agree. I concur.
All right, if you want to know about Donna or Alaska, who we had last hour, Alaska's great-looking dog, or any lovable pet, head to the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
We have been very blessed by beautiful animals this morning for our pets of the day. And we want to see more of your photos of your pets on Delmarva. You can send us pictures. Tell us what makes them so special if you take a look at your screen now.
Scan that QR code top center, get your friends to us, then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Take your time out there, at least through lunchtime. We have slight to moderate snow pushing over the peninsula. Could see upwards of 2 inches across parts of the peninsula. That snow will transition to rain through the afternoon. We have a big morning in Rehoboth. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. We have the Rehoboth Seashore Marathon. Good luck to our own Elisa Weber as she gets running. I'm sure she's going to run past everybody in that race. Temperature starting off in the 30s. We'll get up into the 40s. A lot of clouds tomorrow. It's going to kind of look a little kind of murky, but 44 by the afternoon, 46 on Sunday, falling to 36 Monday. And you can see some reinforcing shots of cold air throughout that extent of the 10-day. I know Matt's eyeing that 50-degree temperature out there on Wednesday, but
You know, though, but we're in December, and this is the snow time of the year, so yes, I will allow it, whatever authority I have on that.
Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you at home for joining us for Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, the Today Show's coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with you with Coast TV News midday at 11 a.m.
And for even more news and coverage in Canada, hey, this is actually a good day to do this. Get your phone, download that Coast TV weather app, keep track of all the weather taking place today, and you have a great Friday morning, everybody.